It's Friday, September 25th. Looking to do an end-to-end hike on the Pachaug Trail, starting at the intersection 138 and 201 in Voluntown. It's about 6:30 in the morning. Sun's just coming up. Sunrise should be around 6:42. So gonna head into the woods here. It's gonna be a little dark to start, but see how this goes. So we're around 2 miles in. This is Mount Misery summit. A little fogged in today, so there's not much of a view up here. So it's one of the highlights of Pachaug State Forest hiking areas. Not really much of a mountain. I think it's a little over 400 feet, but usually there's a pretty nice view off the top here. There's some cliffs on the back side of this, so I'm gonna keep moving on. Heading up Loudon Brook now. This section gets pretty tricky, a lot of rocks. Been able to run some of it so far, so should help keep the time down. I think the total mileage on this is somewhere around like 22, 24 miles, so have to keep up a pretty good pace if I want to try to get it all done while I still got daylight. So this section here is definitely going to slow me down though. So Eastern Connecticut's in a severe drought right now, so brook's been reduced to just a few pools here and there. It's not even flowing. I don't know if I mentioned it at the beginning, but it is 2020, so might as well throw a drought in along with every other issue we've been having this year. But this is the trail that kind of follows along the brook here. So there's a lot of roots, a lot of rocks. Definitely got to watch your footing, and like I mentioned, just kind of slow down, take your time. So coming out of Loudon Brook, kind of pop into a little pine forest, and you get on a little bit of gravel road, and then it hops back into the pine forest again. So this is a pretty nice trail, pretty smooth. Some roots and sticks, of course, that you got to watch out for, but I'm probably going to try to pick up the pace here, do a little bit more running. I know that's not going to last. I'm definitely not a runner as much as I want to be. My body just doesn't seem to deal with it too well. I always end up getting aches and pains and hurt here and there, so usually I'm more of a mountain biker, but just trying to bank some miles here early in the day, get as far as I can, and I know I'll be slowing down later. So all right, I'm gonna pick up the pace here a little bit. Not going that way. So I'm approaching Hell Hollow Road. I'm going to cross over this Hell Hollow Pond down there to your left. Allegedly one of the more haunted areas of Pachaug State Forest. I I've spent a lot of time over the years out here, hiking, mountain biking, hunting, fishing. Never really seen anything. Some strange people, that's for sure, but nothing really beyond that. So we're at about 7.25 miles right now, a couple hours into it. Still feeling all right. So this section here does get a little bit rockier up ahead, so I'll be back to just kind of hiking it out and clicking off some miles. All right, we've reached the Pachaug Pt1 transfer. Usually most of these are marked in these blue blazes. I guess this one here is a little confusing looking at it, but I believe that's the Pachaug Trail marked in yellow right there that heads that way. And the blue trail, Pachaug Trail's heading up this hill following the blue blazes. Those of you that aren't familiar with the Blue Blaze Trail system, it's the Connecticut Forest and Parks Association. They've got a whole network throughout Connecticut. Pachaug has different parts of Pachaug. I believe there's 4 different trails: Pt1, Pachaug Trail, Nehantic, and Narragansett Trail. All run through sections of Pachaug State Forest. So the Pachaug being the longest, like I mentioned earlier, somewhere around 22-ish, 24-ish miles. Not exactly sure. We'll see what the Garmin says when we're done. So this section here doesn't seem to be very well used, pretty overgrown. A lot of briars and stuff on it, but still pretty easy to follow the actual trail itself. I'm just getting a little scratched up right now. So back out on the upper stretches of Hell Hollow Road. This is a little bit of road work here. We're gonna come up on Route 49, cross over that to Cedar Swamp Road, and a little ways down that we'll be dipping into kind of to the right. It's back onto into the woods. A little bit more of a gravel road, kind of open, than a single track path for a little bit, but a little bit of pavement right here. So here we are, Route 49, crossing over onto Cedar Swamp Road. Very tempted to head up 49 to Econ Hill and get a little ice cream, but they're probably not open yet. Yes, back into the woods. Not a fan of pavement, so. We just had a somewhat boring section of dirt road going on here for a bit, a mile or so. This is leading into the, I guess, Wickaboxit management area, kind of. There's some ponds and stuff up here. I usually refer to it as the Shetucket Turnpike area when you're coming in from Voluntown. That's the name of the road that you come in on. So, getting off these main dirt roads here in a second. There's a little turn up there on the right, but still pretty open, gravelly stuff, kind of woods road, not really single track. So we're at about 11.5 miles, a little over 3 hours into it. heading back into the woods. This little pine grove up ahead cuts through there. All right, we're crossing over Pachaug Turnpike here. Last couple miles was kind of tough. It was mostly just gravel road, not a lot to keep you interested in. Felt like a lot of uphill. Wasn't able to, it's Hell Hollow, Pachaug Turnpike right there. Wasn't able to really run any of it. So I think we're at 4 hours, 10 minutes, 14.7 miles. Should be over halfway at this point. We're heading towards Beach Pond. Come out behind the Connecticut State Boat Launch and then keep going around the pond over to the Rhode Island side for a little bit. Pretty interesting up through here. There's a lot of cliffs and stuff, so I'm sure they're definitely going to be slow, and we'll get some video of that when we get to them. There's some of the ledgy rock faces, cliffs. So we're getting closer to the pond. So the trail's getting dropping off, going downhill now. Definitely a much nicer trail through the pines here. Keeps it more interesting than that gravel road and woods road around to the Pachaug Turnpike area. So. Interesting little area. Definitely slow going through here though. Been trying to keep it under 20-minute miles with the mix of running and slow hiking through this kind of stuff. So pace is starting to drop off a little bit. Legs are getting a little tired. I think we're around 17, 18 miles, somewhere about there. Actually 16, so a little farther to go than I thought.